Kyle Larson gets win number 9, and every single playoff driver gets in trouble by hitting the wall. All that and more coming up next. So before we get started, man, I just really want to thank all of you guys from the bottom of my heart. I can't believe I've got 900 subscribers now. That is insane, man. I don't even know. I never expected any of this. I just kind of made a YouTube channel to talk about, stuff I liked about NASCAR, and just thank you. I mean, that's all I can say. Thank you. I never expected this, but it's really cool that it's gone like this, and just know that I really, really appreciate it. And the season of Kyle Larson continues. 10 wins if you count the All-Star race. 9 if you don't. He broke the 36 race laps led record in the first stage of this race. And it's just, at this point, what more can you say about it? As I said last week, he's led about 28% of the laps this season overall when he's been on the track, and he has won 26% of the races that he's been in this year. He is absolutely dominated, and if this was the old point system, it would pretty much be over, but it's not. We've got the playoffs, and so we still don't know who's going to be the playoff champion, but he's having one of the most amazing seasons any driver has had. Speaking of the playoffs, and speaking of Kyle Larson, every single playoff driver, including Kyle Larson, at some point hit the wall, and most of this was due to a terrible crosswind that was blowing across the track at Kansas. And when I say every playoff driver hit the wall, I mean every single one of them. Kyle Larson hit the wall. It cost him a spot in the middle part of the race. He fell back to about 5th or 6th. He fell on back there. Chase Elliott hit the wall at the end of the race trying to chase down Kyle Larson. Ryan Blaney, the wind didn't cause him to hit the wall. Austin Dillon got aggressive on a restart, but Austin Dillon got aggressive and took out Ryan Blaney. But other than those guys, every single other person hit the wall because of a crosswind. Denny Hamlin didn't quite hit the wall, but he got real close to it. But the rest of them, a crosswind made them hit the wall. And when they hit the wall, every single one of them blew a right rear tire. Kyle Busch did it twice. And because of this, it shook up the playoff points. So let's look at the playoff point standings right now. After the Kansas race, Kyle Larson, of course, locked in with 2 wins. Chase Elliott at plus 34, Denny Hamlin at plus 32, and Kyle Busch, even though he had to pit twice for a blown tire, basically, he is plus 1 above the cutoff line. Below him, Ryan Blaney at minus 1. Man, tough break for Ryan Blaney. Martin Truex Jr. at minus 3, Brad Keselowski at minus 6, and Joey Logano at minus 26. And that is just insane because Logano was totally out of it points-wise coming in. He's still in a win or go-home situation, but minus 26, a much better situation than when he started this race. But every single one of those guys had significant problems, and the points still tightened up. So very, very odd race. So I don't know how to call that. I've never seen a race where every single playoff driver had some type of trouble. This is the first chase race I can remember where that happened. So it's a pretty wild race with just that by itself. All right, now on to good race, bad race. Obviously, Kyle Larson had a good race. Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin also had good races because with those 30-plus point margins apiece, it gives them a nice buffer. They're still not completely safe, but a 30-point buffer is pretty close to being locked in on points, so they have to feel pretty good about that going into the Martinsville race. Also, good race. Kurt Busch had a good race. He was up there, showed strength, just did not work out for him. He said they did everything right except execute strategy, so he had a good car. Kevin Harvick was up there. He was a lot faster than I thought he would be. I said he would finish well here, and he did finish well here. But he actually, at points, looked like he was going to contend for the lead. And he also got a little bit of revenge on Chase Elliott by essentially costing him the win. And he did it in a clean way by just making it 3 wide on that restart and backing Chase Elliott up. So little bit of a, I guess, a small measure of revenge, and he did it in a clean way, so that was good to see. Hopefully that whole deal is over with, and we don't have to talk about that anymore. And also a shout out to Parker Kligerman and Gaunt Brothers. That is the fastest I've ever seen a Gaunt Brothers car go. Yes, they finished a lap down, but it was a top 20, and I can't recall the Gaunt Brothers ever having a top 20 that wasn't maybe at a restrictor plate track or something like that. So their first top 20 effort, looks like with fewer races, they've actually been able to focus their effort. So good run for Parker Kligerman and the Gaunt Brothers. Okay, now on to bad race. And like I said, Ryan Blaney, you have got to feel bad for this guy. He had a nice, comfortable lead points-wise coming into this one, but he finished 37th, I think, and he was 47 laps down, or 43 laps down, and now he's -1 below the cut line. I felt he was like the safest one, but like I said on the preview, like anything can happen, and anything did happen. Austin Dillon got loose, got into him. I mean, he owned it, but that doesn't help Blaney. Blaney, I don't think, feels real great about it. Also, bad race for Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick was up there leading at points in this race. He finishes a couple laps down in 22nd. He made a really interesting on the one of the restarts there with, I think he was racing Larson and Chase Elliott, but did not work out for him as well. Austin Dillon actually ended up finishing 10th after running into Blaney. Watching this race, you would have thought it would have been the other way around. You would have thought Reddick would have been the top 10 finisher and Dillon would have been further back, but not how it worked out in this crazy race. And, of course, also bad race for Kyle Busch. Even though he is 1 point above the cutoff line, he could have been so many more points above the cutoff line if he didn't smack the wall twice and have a tire issue. And then some actual rear quarter panel damage where it came apart at the seams where they had welded it. So bad race also for Kyle Busch. All right, that is all I've got for you today. If you like the content, please feel free to subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. And like I said earlier, we just went over 900. And man, you guys are awesome. I really, really appreciate it. And if you got a comment, leave it down in the comments section. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.